What do you think of the anti-aging supplements? So like the NMN, the NR, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, those are all going to try and boost NAD levels. NAD is one of the most important compounds when it comes to mitochondrial health, to DNA staying young, if you will, with methylation with DNA. So like, and it's really like, it's part of that crank in the citric acid cycle, the Krebs cycle, is this ratio of NAD to NADH. And the more you can skew that towards higher NAD, the younger and more functional your mitochondria will be. Your mitochondria are at the core of cellular energy and youth, essentially. The more mitochondrial dysfunction there is, the less cellular energy there is, and the more disease there is, because about 99% of disease is metabolic in nature. It's not genetic, it's metabolic in nature. There may be a genetic component to it, but it's largely metabolic. That's why like cancer is metabolic, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, coronary heart disease, these are all metabolic diseases. And they're all correlated to metabolic dysfunction, like insulin resistance and et cetera. But at the core, you can also find mitochondrial dysfunction. That's why you see insufficient cellular energy states. It's called ICE, is in the research. And in the brain, it's called brain energy gap, but it's the same idea, like where there's not enough energy being produced and there's a shortfall. And over time, that creates glycation, inflammation, oxidation, and then leads to disease states. And so having more functional mitochondria is the idea. And so these oral supplements are supposed to boost NAD levels. But I would say the results are a little mixed. It seems like, Dr. Peter Attia, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, Dr. David Sinclair lean towards NMN. That's what I've been taking. NR, a lot of the research seems a little biased towards the product made by Chromadex. I would say it's mixed, but here's the thing, like I would say the most interesting data I've seen at boosting NAD is the cheapest one. It's niacin. It actually, there's a study that showed that niacin, now I'll get to why niacin might have some issues for you, but niacin boosted NAD levels 8 times in the muscle in healthy males, in adult males. So this is a pretty profound finding. Now, I think that was a 500 milligram dose twice a day. That will definitely cause paresthesis, which is that tingling flush. It feels like you have a sunburn. It's intense for 30 minutes. Some people hate it. I mean, it's not enjoyable by any means. So you have to be ready for that. And I would say, and I would also say that the non-flush versions like nicotinamide or inositol hexanicotinate, those two versions are non-flush, but I don't think they work as well. So I would actually go for the flush version if you can handle it. And I would titrate up over time. I would start with 100 milligrams and you'll still get the flush at 100 milligrams. But just start taking it throughout the day. And if you need to, take it with a meal or something like that. And just start getting used to it with your body. But it does seem like niacin has a profound impact. Now, on the other side, while as we age, we make a lot less NAD, the other problem is we catabolize it, we break it down much faster. So we have higher levels of NADase, the enzyme that breaks it down, also called CD38. An interesting supplement to take there that's an inhibitor of CD38 is there's a polyphenol called Apigenin. It's the most powerful one that I know of, and it comes from parsley. Quercitin can be good, but it has low bioavailability. So if you get an optimized, a liposomal quercetin or something, it might be good as well. So those are some compounds to look at. There is a compound that is a pharmaceutical that you can get from some of these peptide companies. That's called dasatinib. That can help with that as well. But, quercitin and apigenin, that's why they're called Senolytics. They can work on that front for anti-aging.